Did you know that the Igbo word for sibling literally means mother's child? And did you know that in Igbo there is more than one word for mother and father? In today's lesson, we're going to learn how to talk about our immediate family in Igbo, while discovering the fascinating meanings hidden inside some of these words. Welcome to Igbo Demystified, where we learn the Igbo language by exploring its culture, history, and logic. Let's get started. Every family tree starts with someone. Today, that someone is you. In Igbo, you is Owo. Repeat after me, Owo. Excellent. Now let's build your family. Let's begin with your mother. One common Igbo word for mother is Dada. Let's say it together, Dada. Very good. But that's not the only word. You can also say no. Repeat that, no. In some dialects, you'll also hear da. So depending on where you are in Igbo land or Igbo, you may hear dada, no, or da, all referring to mother. Now, let's look at your father. One common word is fufu. Repeat after me, fufu. Another word for father is to. So just like mother, Igbo has more than one word for father. Your father would also affectionately be called Papa. Papa. So now it would be good to talk about both parents together. The Igbo word for parent is Jila. Jila in the singular and Dzilawo in the plural. Jila. Dzilawo. Now here's something interesting. The word Jila is actually made up of two smaller words. Ji means to give birth or to bring forth, and La refers to the one who performs the action. We add wo to make it plural. Remember that wo is the plural marker in Igbo. So Dzilawo literally means those who gave birth or those who give birth. Isn't that beautiful? This is one of the things I love about the Igbo language. Many words tell a story. Now let's move down the family tree. The Igbo word for child is vi. Vi. Repeat after me, vi. The plural would be children, and that's viwo. Viwo. Children would have siblings typically. So now we come to one of my favorite words. The Igbo word for sibling is Nɔvi. Nɔvi. Let's say it again. Nɔvi. I'll break it down. No, as we've seen, means mother, and a V means child. So Nɔvi literally means mother's child. In other words, your siblings are people who share the same mother with you. Now let's specify the gender. A brother is Nɔvinguchu. Repeat after me, Nɔvinguchu. Nɔvinguchu. But Igbo goes a step further. If you want to be more specific, an older brother is the Fo or Efo. Efo or Fo. A younger brother is Eche or Che. Eche, Che. Notice how the language distinguishes between older and younger siblings. Respect for age is deeply embedded in the Igbo culture, and the language reflects that. Let's look at the sister. A sister is Nɔvinyɔnu. Nɔvinyɔnu. We'll move on to grandparents. So we're going one generation higher. Your grandfather is Tɔgbui or Tɔgbe. 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 Some dialects also have tagbo. Your grandmother is mama. You'll notice, for those of you who have some knowledge of Ebe, these words are also commonly used as respectful forms of addressing the elderly, and also for royalty. The king would be Tɔgbe or Tɔgbui, and the queen would be Mama. We looked at parents earlier, but what's the relationship between the two of them, the father and the mother? They would be husband and wife. A word that often causes confusion is sron. Many people translate sron as husband, but that's not quite accurate. Sron actually refers to spouse or means spouse. So that would be either of them. If you want to be specific, a husband is sronguchu. And a wife would be called sronyonu. Nyonu meaning woman, sronyonu. Or simply asi. Repeat after me. Sronguchu, sronyonu, asi. So let's put everything together. There would be two sets of grandparents, and these would be the grandfather and the grandmother. Grandfather, as we saw, is Tɔgbi or Tɔgbe. Grandmother is Mama. The second generation would be the parents. The other word for parents is Dzila or Dzilawo in the plural. Now for the parents, we would have the father and the mother. The other words for father are Fofo and To. The other word for mother would be Dada, a Da, or a No. Dada, a No, and Da. And then we have the children. The children would be a Viwo, Wo being the plural marker, Viwo. The male children or the male child is Vinguchu, and that would mean son. Vinyonu is daughter. Vinyonu is daughter. Let's assume that one of the sons is the older one, and so the younger siblings would call him a fool, and he would call the younger brother a che or a chi. A che for Vodoma people, a chi for Anglo people. Now, let's see how much you have learned. I'll show you a picture, and I want you to say the correct word before I reveal the answer. Your answer. The correct answer is Dada or No. Dada or No. Answer. Fofo or To. Fofo. To. And now we have siblings. What's the other word for siblings? Noviwo. We have the older brother. How would you call the older brother? A fool. Finally, we have the grandparents. How would you call them? Tɔgbi or Tɔgbe and Mama. Excellent. Today we've learned how to talk about our immediate family in Ebe, but we've only scratched the surface. In English, we simply say uncle or aunt. In Ebe, however, there are different words depending on whether the person is your father's older brother, your father's younger brother, your mother's brother, or your father's sister. And each of those words tells us something about every family structure and culture. We'll explore all of that in episode 2. If you've enjoyed this lesson, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who wants to learn Ebe. Thank you for watching, and as always, keep learning, keep speaking, and keep demystifying Ebe. And before you go, if you're interested in learning Ebe with me privately, whether you're a beginner, a heritage learner reconnecting with your roots, or someone who simply wants to speak Ebe with confidence, feel free to reach out. I'd be happy to hear from you.